Hello y'all, my name is Ruby and today I'll be preparing brown butter cookies. I'm not a big fan of cookies and I've only started baking out of the fun of the process, but these cookies are absolutely delicious. They are a recipe provided by allrecipes.com and the link will be in the description box below for reference. In the past, I've broiled, not baked because unfortunately my oven cannot do that, 2 batches of these. One turned out crispy, the other soft. Adding less sugar, cooling the brown butter down with ice water, and bigger scoops of cookie dough allowed for softer ones. But because my family and I prefer crispier cookies, I'll be showing you how to make those today. So first, let's get all the ingredients together. 1.5 cups of butter, vanilla extract, 2 eggs, brown sugar, baking soda, baking powder, and flour. I'm also going to add a 1/2 cup of crushed pecans, but feel free to use any other filling or opt out. Now, take your butter and place it in a cooking pot like so, on medium-high heat. Break it down and stir it every 10 seconds or so in the beginning, then more consistently toward the end once the brown butter begins to foam. You want to be careful not to burn it. Once you smell a delicious nutty aroma, your brown butter is nearly completely cooked. This process takes anywhere from 5 to 10 minutes. Now that the brown butter has been prepared, pour the mixture into a metal mixing bowl and add 2 cups of brown sugar and mix until the brown butter has cooled down. Crack in 2 eggs. And add the rest of the ingredients. A teaspoon of baking soda, a 1/2 teaspoon of baking powder, a 1/2 teaspoon of salt, 2 teaspoons of vanilla extract, and 3 cups of all-purpose flour added gradually. Mix all these ingredients together, then split them into 2 sections. You can add pecans to 1/2, that way you have cookies both with and without nuts. Afterwards, place the dough inside the refrigerator for 30 minutes to an hour. A brief history on cookies, facts by the Otis Buckmeyer Cookie Factory. Cookies were created by Persian bakers who at first wanted to bake their cakes in ovens fueled by wood fires, but they did not know the temperatures of their ovens. They decided to place small amounts of the cake batter to determine the optimal time to bake their cakes, and those became what are now known today as cookies, the Dutch word for little cake. Early cookie recipes were baked twice for a crisp, biscotti texture and kept for a prolonged period of time. Dried fruit like raisins and dates were added, and cookies quickly became a staple in sailors, nomadic traders, and soldiers' lives. Now that 45 minutes have gone by, roll the brown butter dough into balls, and if you're broiling them, as I will be, flatten them. Baking cooks from the bottom up, whereas broiling cooks from top to down, so flattening the dough helps the cookie to cook more evenly than it would have if it were spherical. I was able to make around 35 cookies last time, and this time I was able to make approximately 10 more by flattening the dough more and by adding pecans. Now, I'm going to add the cookie dough to the refrigerator for anywhere from 1 to 4 days maximum before broiling or baking. We are back with our brown butter cookies ready to be baked or broiled. First, preheat the oven on low for 10 to 12 minutes. Grease the pan with a cooking spray. Then place 4 cookies in a zigzag pattern. Afterwards, you can place an X in the middle with a spoon, the bottom part, to create 4 shareable pieces later on. But baking the cookies, you will see that the X's are not that visible, so make sure to cut through the dough. Broil for approximately 3 minutes, but watch carefully. If you are broiling the cookies as I am, you should turn the oven off when it's not yet completely done, which allows the cookies to completely and fully cook even when it's still sitting in the oven off. Now that the cookies are all cooked, take the sheet out of the oven and place it where it can cool down until it is cool enough to touch. Now remove the cookies from the cooking sheet and place them onto a cooling pan and leave them on there for anywhere from 30 minutes to 2 hours. Here I have some brown butter cookies freshly baked and some tea. You can always enjoy it with some coffee or the traditional milk. No, that is delicious. Go.
Yari yari yara. Yari yari yara.
Going.
Yari yari yara yara. Oh. Ubi.